Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, for the how-to series, we will be going over the notorious pull-up. The pull-up is a vertical compound pulling exercise that trains a multitude of muscles and can seriously improve our overall pulling strength. Training the pull-up can help strengthen our shoulder girdle strength, stability, and provide a solid stimulus for developing a dense muscular back. Mastering this fundamental pulling exercise can cover not only physique improvements, but can also develop a strong pulling foundation that can help you work towards more advanced pulling exercises, such as muscle-ups and one-arm pull-ups. As stated, there are a multitude of muscles involved when performing the pull-up, some of which include the lats, rhomboids, trapezius, delts, and biceps. Let's talk about hand positioning and grip. Preferably when starting, I recommend choosing a hand position where you are going to feel most comfortable, but you'll tend to see either a shoulder width hand position or a wider hand position being used. In regards to lat activity and hand positioning, no need to stress going excessively wide if your goal is to target the lats, as using a pronated grip will activate the lats. A shoulder width grip will allow for more range of motion, which can be beneficial for hypertrophy reasons, and the positioning is more specific towards other calisthenics skills, such as the muscle up or one-arm pull-up, where the elbows are tucked and closer to the body. A wider position has a limited range of motion, but approaches the pull-up from a different angle, challenging your pull-up. For grip, you can either use a classic hold with the thumb around the bar or a suicide grip with thumbs over the bar. I personally tend to switch between both based off the circumference of the bar that I'm using. If the bar is bigger, I prefer a suicide grip. If it's smaller, I'd go with a classic grip. When starting in the pull-up, aside from hand placement, there are two things you want to be aware of: your core position and scapula engagement using either an active or passive hang. In the bottom of a pull-up, you can start and finish in what's called a passive hang, or a dead hang, where the shoulders are fully elevated and the scapula is not engaged at the bottom, allowing you to enter an engaged position before performing each rep. I recommend this for those wanting to work on improving scapular control and strength, or those looking to use more range of motion with their pull-ups. Using a passive position can also be beneficial for future one-arm pull-up work, where learning to engage the scap from a dead hang is crucial. Starting with an active hang. With an active hang, your scapula remains engaged throughout, which is great for maintaining stability and slightly reducing the range of motion used. Now, one isn't better than the other. Just go based off your goals or personal preference. For core positioning, you'll commonly see two options: an extended position or a hollow body position. When using an extended position, we are engaging more muscles on the posterior chain of our body, and during the hollow body, we are engaging our core during the pull-up. You'll notice the extended version tends to be much more difficult towards the top of the pull-up as opposed to the hollow body position. It's also important to note that using a hollow body position with shoulder width pull-ups tends to have a better carryover towards other exercises such as muscle ups or the L-sit pull-up, where our abdominal region is engaged and the lats are lengthened. Let's go over each phase of the pull-up. For the concentric or ascending portion, using a passive hang to start, begin to retract and depress the shoulder blades. As you ascend to the top, imagine driving your elbows towards your hips while bringing your chest to the bar. Now, getting your chest to touch the bar is not easy by any means. If you are not yet there, don't worry. It is the intention to do so that matters. For the extended position, it will be tougher as stated earlier. Just remember to pull with the intention of chest to bar, even if your chin can't get over the bar. I believe this mentality will help you avoid extending your neck excessively just to get the chin over the bar and work towards a full range of motion pull-up. At the top, make sure those elbows are still driving towards your hips with the shoulder blades retracted and depressed. Here's a side view of the extended and hollow body position. The goal for both should be to get the chin over the bar without excessively extending your neck. As stated earlier, think about chest to bar without extending the neck. Just pull as high as you are able to. During the eccentric or negative portion, control the descent. This is important for not only maintaining form, but for actually developing tension and building strength with your pull-up. At the bottom, if you want to finish in a passive hang, lower down into full shoulder elevation. If you want to maintain an active shoulder blade position, continue to keep your shoulder blades retracted and depressed as you reach the bottom. Now let's go over some common mistakes that occur during the pronated pull-up. Mistake number 1, kipping. Avoid using momentum to perform your pull-ups. You are only cheating yourself from gaining long-term strength by swinging yourself to the top. Control the pull-up. Do not let it control you. If it's too difficult, work with easier variations in the meanwhile, which I'll be going over in the progression section. Mistake number 2, excessive neck extension. At the top of a pull-up, it's common to see people extend their neck excessively to try and get the chin over the bar when they aren't strong enough to pull all the way up to the top. Avoid placing yourself in this position. It's better to keep a neutral neck and pull as high as you can without overextending. Remember, think about chest to bar, even if your chin cannot get over the bar. Mistake number 3, half reps. Try your best to use a full range of motion. It's very common to see people half rep pull-ups to get more repetitions in, either for ego purposes or just completely unaware. If you want the most from the pull-up in terms of developing size, strength, and improving performance, implement a full range of motion. Become strong in all ranges from top to bottom. Mistake number 4, excessively rounding and elevating the shoulders. This is another bad habit that tends to develop at the top of a pull-up. Excessive rounding and forward movement of the shoulders takes away from working the muscles of your mid-back and can potentially even result in imbalances if continued over time. During the hollow body hold, this can tend to happen if you lose focus of form. Aim to keep those shoulders depressed and retracted as much as you can, and if your goal is to target the mid-back, try maintaining an extended position. Mistake number 5, not controlling the negative. Remember to control your descent. If you find yourself falling to the bottom with elbows locking out very fast, you need to regress the pull-up and work a variation where you can control the negative. Controlling the negative will help you develop tension and improve your pull-up strength over time. It doesn't have to be incredibly slow, just controlled. Don't let the pull-up control you. Now moving on to progressions. For the progressions, we have band-assisted pull-ups, feet-assisted concentric eccentric pull-up, pull-up negatives, jumping concentric to slow negatives, and finally, the full pull-up. Alright guys, that's my video on how to master the pull-up. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please leave a like and click that subscribe button down below for more content in the future. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment down below and I look forward to answering them. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the process.